आणि म्हणून म्हाका दिसता टुरिझम सेक्टरात डेफिनेटली डिफरंट ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज तुम्ही सगळेजण घेतले आणि टॅक वर्ल्डांतल्यो ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आयच्या ह्या गोवा डिजिटल युथ समिटाच्या निमित्तान तुमकां सगळ्या जाणांक ह्यो ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज मेळच्यो त्या ती परत एकदा आज गोवा डिजिटल युथ समिट आणि न्यूटन स्कूल हांकां हांव खूब खूब धन्यवाद म्हणटा, खूब खूब कॉंग्रॅच्युलेट करता. नेटान ताळयो मारून ताचें परत एकदा स्वागत करात. इतकेच सांगता आणि माझी 2 उतरां पुराय करता. देव बरें करूं.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for words of wisdom, motivation. So are you guys ready to grab all the opportunities? Give me a yes or a yes. Absolutely. So without wasting any time, ladies and gentlemen, going to be inviting the personality who's been there on the toes for organizing this amazing and fantastic event. He is none other than Dr. Nyan Marchon. So, sir, may we have you here to give a vote of thanks. Can we have a huge round of applause, everybody, for Dr. Nyan in the house? Huge round of applause, Manje. Zordar wali tali, everyone. Let's do that.
Good morning, everyone. It is said technology is best when it brings people together. And we are just doing that this morning at the Digital Goa Youth Summit. To make the vote of thanks very, very short, I must thank and take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Chief Minister. Sir, you have constantly given our wholehearted support for this event and have made this presence in spite of the busy schedule. Thank you so much, sir. We would also like to thank the Secretary, Sri S.S. Gill, for his constant support. Of course, our own director at DHE, all our experts this morning, and I cannot forget that the training and placement officers from all the colleges, 54 colleges and 5,000 students have never been in one place at the higher education level. So a big round of applause for you who have readily given your registration and come here at the stadium. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank Taj for the logistic partners, the SAG for their constant support, and last but not the least, you dear students for your passionate participation to make this Digital Goa Youth Summit a grand success. Dev bare karo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nyan. So without wasting any time, well, this is the beautiful Digital Goa Youth Summit right here. So give a token of love. Would like to invite and come forward Nishant and Siddharth, our founders of Newton School. So requesting you to please come forward and give a token of love to our Honorable CM Sir, Dr. Pramod Sawant. Everyone, have a round of applause, please. Sir, thank you so much for taking our time and energizing and motivating the youth of Goa right here. Requesting to give the token of love to Shri S.S. Gill, the Secretary of Education. आपकी तालियां बंद नहीं होनी चाहिए. आपकी तालियां यहाँ पर जैसे जैसे रहेंगी, it's going to be lots and lot of energy and lots of more things. Requesting Dr. Nyan Marchon to please come forward on behalf of the State Higher Education right there. Shri S.S. Gill, sir, to please come forward, the Secretary of Education. Dr. Nyan Marchon, on behalf of this. Also requesting Sambhav Jain and also Kevalia Vora to please join us on the stage for the group photograph right there, please. Mr. Kevalia Vora, the co-founder of Zepto, and Mr. Sambhav Jain, photograph right there, please. Mr. Vincent, may we have you here on the stage on behalf of Taj Group. Thank you so much for providing a great hospitality. We really love the property. Everybody can have a huge round of applause for the dignitaries on the dais. And of course, we have amazing personality who has been the cricketer, Nilesh Kulkarni ji. Let's have you here on the stage, please. Let's have you on the stage right here for the group picture. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up one more time for our Honorable CM, Dr. Pramod Sawant, and all the dignitaries in the house. Thank you so much, sir, for being here, part of this beautiful, the start and the launch of Digital Goa Youth Summit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now this is the moment which I am really excited for, okay? So on the cue, Rahul, I would be needing your cues right there, okay? So Goa, you guys are meant for the energy, so let's have a vibe check right here. Okay, so I am going to be asking the people who are sitting right there up to give a huge loudness out there, okay, with your talis, with your CTs. So I'm just going to be having a vibe check before we start and kickstart this cultural activity. Goa, sitting towards my right out there, the youth of Goa, on the count of three, two, one, give it up! Okay. So I think the vibe check is little average over there. Okay, sitting towards my right, okay, the Goa. All the backbenchers, come on, we're going to be having a hooting session and the vibe check. On the count of three, two, one, give it up! I like that, yeah. I love you for this. Amazing. Time for the vibe check towards my left. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Arjun Devangna, meant for the energy, and this is the vibe check we're going to be talking about, okay? So let's check out the energy towards my left. Are you guys ready? All right, on the count of three, two, one, give it up! I like that one, okay? So, guys, the youth is meant for energy, the youth is meant for a lot of music, okay? So, what we are going to be doing here is the vibe check is done with lots and lots of loudness. How many of you are Bollywood fans right here? Okay, I cannot see anyone. Give me a shout out. How many of you are Bollywood fans right here? So, थोड़ा सा बॉलीवुड का तड़का हो जाए. Yes. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's have, okay, let's do one thing. Let's everybody stand, okay? Wherever you are, let's all of you stand, okay? Let's do something great, amazing. Like an amazing students out there. All right. Rahul, are we set with that one? Okay. So everybody, are you guys ready to rock in India? Are you guys ready to be one of the entrepreneurs? Are you guys ready to make your family proud of yourself? All right, so let's do this, okay? We're going to be doing tuck, and clap on the music. Rahul, let's have the icebreaker. Number one, everybody who's sitting right there, let's have you. Everybody, hands up in the air. Rahul, can we have the clappings? Hands up in the air. Ready to that I'm going to be doing there for you, okay? See, as a youth, we need something. We need to cut off the energy, not the positive one, the negative energy, okay? So, Rahul, I want you to play the icebreaker number 4, okay? So, everybody, hands, right hand up in the air, and we're going to be cutting all the negativity out of our life, okay? All the negativity, we'll cut it off. Right there, up. Okay, right hand up in the air. Come on, Goa, you cannot be so low. Okay, right hand up in the air. Can we have the icebreaker? Number 4. We're going to be cutting all the negativity of our life. Rahul, can we have that one, please? यार सामने वाले चिल्ला रहे हैं, पीछे वालों की आवाज नहीं आ रही है, ऐसा क्यों? उनको पीछे बैक स्टेज तक आवाज पहुंचना इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आर यू गाइस रेडी फॉर दिस वन? गिव मी अ yes or a yes. All right, so Goa presenting the beautiful cultural performance of the students right here, and it's gonna be something amazing. Also, please, whatever videos you guys are making, don't forget to follow Newton School on Instagram. And this is your host, Arjun Devangana, in the house. Over to you. Can we have the performers on the stage, please? All right, Goa. Here's presenting the beautiful combination of cultural folk on the stage right here. Okay, students, as we say, कि कुछ तो यहाँ पर धमाका होने वाला है. This is going to be something really amazing for all of you. Can we meanwhile have some BGM?
हल हल हल
मलका जुनाची भुरगी आमी घासता आमचे नाव गांव गांवांनी मलका जुनाची भुरगी आमी घासता आमचे नाव गांव गांवांनी छानेच्या पोरा तुका तीन पाट रावणान सीतेला दाखय वाट छानेच्या पोरा तुका तीन पाट रावणान सीतेला दाखय वाट पोरा तुका तीन काट रावणान सीतेला दाखय वाट गायत साखळी सो साखळी सो
So, Goa, do you love this one? Okay, I can't hear you. The artist can't hear you. Do you love this one? Do you want more? All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot that is going to be happening this afternoon. But before that, the energy, yes, the energy that we are talking about, this was supposed to be maintained right here, and we had an amazing session. Okay, so the youth of Goa, I am so happy and honored to see all of you right here. So much of energetic vibes. So abhi kya hai, as I promised, that this afternoon, so as I promised that this afternoon is going to be a combination of a lot of things out here. The combination of entertainment as, of course, the information. So any guesses what's going to be happening next? Dance? What are you here for? Dancing. मेरे को तो dance करना मांगता है. Right? The youth is meant for energy, of course. Dancing and all is really important. But before that, something very, very important that's going to be happening at the end of this event, yani ki this evening, is the announcement of the boot camp. All right. And what exactly that announcement is all about, that's going to be, you're going to be getting to know by the end of this session. But before that, I have some special announcements. So please, this is on behalf of the government officials to please maintain the cleanliness. Just maintain the cleanliness thing and keep this place clean. Okay. Are you up here with me on this? Right? I remember the school time when teachers used to tell us, "Beta, ekdam saaf safai rakhna, okay? Apne ghar ke jaise saaf rakhna." This is what. And also, in case, God forbids, if anyone is not well or if anyone is feeling dizzy, we do have the arrangements of the medical ambulance towards my right, towards your right. Over there, you can get connected with them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now this is the moment when the keynote speaking starts. And I am going to be inviting someone who's really fantastic and fantabulous. The personality. Us. Okay, how many of you use Google here? Are you guys excited when I say Google? Are you guys excited to know what happens being part of the Google? Give me a yes or a yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, inviting on the stage the General Manager Search India at the Red Google. आपकी तालियां हो जाए because he's none other than Mr. Panish Kumar on the stage. Let's have you here, sir. He's also the ex-CTO of Amazon Alexa. So I'm sure you must be having lots and lots of questions and just maintain that energy in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, Mr. Panish Kumar, over to you, sir.
Hi everyone, good morning. How's everyone doing? Good? Tired? Yes? No? Okay. So I'm going to take less than 10 minutes, and to make sure I keep myself honest, I'm going to put a stopwatch so that I don't bore you too much and we can stay on schedule for today. So first of all, all the faculty, all the students present over here, it's an honor and an absolute privilege to be in front of all of you. It'll be an understatement if I don't thank all the mentors, my teachers, my fellow classmates who've played a very important role in my academic journey, which has also led to my career journey so far. In my current role, I lead the general management role for Google Search in India, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the role and what that entails. Google's core mission is to make sure we're able to organize the world's information, all of the world's information. We want to be able to organize it and make it universally accessible and useful to each and every person. In India, this is a huge, huge opportunity and a significant challenge. Primarily because we're consistently looking to enable access to information to more than 1 billion people. So all of you should be able to access information quickly, whether it's on your mobile or your desktop or through any ways that you're trying to do that. Also in India, with all of its diversity, people seek information in very different ways. So our job is to say, how do we make it very easy so that people can actually search for information visually? I don't know if you know Google Lens. Have you used Google Lens as a technology? So India is the highest usage of Google Lens, where people actually take a photo and just search using the photo. They don't type as much. Also, it's our job to make sure, how do we build a more intuitive language experience? It's not about that the language experience should be good only for English. What about Hindi? We also don't speak pure Hindi, we speak English. There is in the same sentence, there are words of Hindi, there are words of English. How do you make sure that we can understand that? How does technology adapt to it? And then there's Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati, all the languages that people speak in India. That's a big challenge, that's a big opportunity. Also, how do we help diverse speakers interact with technology using their voice? You don't need to know how to read and write. You should be able to just speak, and technology should do the rest for you. So these are some very unique challenges, very unique opportunities in India, and Google is very excited to be at the frontier of all of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a little bit about my life and how I got into technology. I'll share 3 or 4 stories with you. One is when I go back to my college days, when I was just like you, sitting in a place like this and listening. I remember from college, if I had to call home, I would go to a STD PCO. Do you know what an STD PCO is? You go to this phone booth, you make a trunk call, then you talk to your parents. Every minute, the money is going tick, 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 tick very fast, right? So a 2-minute call will cost you 50, 60 rupees. Now, with technology, everybody has access to phone. Everybody has access to free communication to a large extent. And so technology is helping bridge that gap in a significant manner. Going back to how I got into technology, or my background very quickly, I'll share 3 or 4 stories, and like I said, I'll not take too much time. So one story is, typical Indian family. I studied hard, tried to give my engineering exam, and back in the days, your 12th standard marks and your engineering exam, entrance exam marks decided your grade. So what would be your ranking? And based on your ranking, you'll get into some college. So I did well in my CBSE 12th exams. I got good marks. But when I gave my engineering entrance exam, based on the marks that I should get, I got some marks less. So as a result, I was expecting a rank around 100, and I got a rank which was actually 661. So there's a 560 students were ahead of me based on 10 marks, only 10 marks. And my 12th marks were like 95, 97, pretty good. So after 12 years of studies, giving it everything, I felt it was very unfair. I had given good exams, I had done my best, somebody corrected my paper wrong, and now I will not get any good engineering seat. What can you do? You can complain, you can cry. At the end of the day, you have to accept it. You cannot do anything else around it, right? And so when I went for my REC counseling, back in the days it was called REC, now it's called NIT, National Institute of Technology. By the time my turn came as ranked 661, all the good engineering colleges had gone. I wanted to do electronics or computer science or something like that. So I had 2 options. I could put my name in waitlist for Jaipur or for Kurukshetra. So I looked at my parents. I said, I'm okay either place. What should I do? I flipped the coin. It'll feel like a joke. But I actually tossed a coin. Heads aayega, I'll go to Kurukshetra. Tails aayega, I'll go to Jaipur. वैसे भी I'm not getting anywhere. It's a wait list. So I did all of that. I came back home. I got admission in another college. And as luck would have it, the wait list opened up. And I got into electronics for REC Kurukshetra. I ended up doing 4 years of college over there. I worked very hard. I did well. I got a good job. I went to the US for my master's, and the rest is history. When I look back at that, the moral of the story is you will encounter multiple failures in life. What seems like a failure in the short term may actually yield something much better to you in the long term. As part of studying in REC Kurukshetra, I interned your third year, fourth year internship. I interned in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. I was able to see some of the best minds of India building satellites. And just the sheer horsepower and the intellectual capability of these people in ISRO motivated me to say, I also want to do something in the field of technology. So one step led to another. I joined Amazon, then I joined Google, and so on. But the moral of the story is never give up if you encounter a short term failure. The only thing which is in your control is you work hard about it, make the most out of it, and then good things can keep happening over time. The second story that I wanted to share with you is I lived about 15 years in the US. I was very fortunate. I set up various businesses that became billion-dollar businesses over time. But something that you learn from every experience is perspective, right? And like they say, lack of perspective is lack of appreciation. And back in the days, this is 2010, so like 13, 14 years ago, people didn't buy clothes online. People were buying other things online like books and others, but clothes people would never buy online. So I was part of the founding team that actually launched apparel, online shopping on Amazon. People then started buying shoes. We had to figure out how will we take returns, how will we get that at a scale, because people wanted to touch the material. They wanted to wear the shoe rather than just try to buy it online. Well, 13, 14 years now, it's become very common practice. We buy lots of our clothes online now. But it was very exciting to see, be able to use technology to solve for very fundamental problems over time. I came back to India 6 years ago. I was the first person to launch Alexa in India. And a big part of coming back to India was how much you can make a difference with technology. I'll tell you a real story. There was a teacher in Maharashtra. He used an Alexa device and put it in a mannequin in his school. So you had a statue, he put an Alexa device, and teachers and students over there would practice their English with Alexa because there was no English teacher in those rural schools. So basically, kids are practicing their English because of a device, because there is no teacher over there. And we scaled that program to 10,000 schools. So the ability to make a difference in the life of that young student, to be able to give them the access to technology, to be able to help students with visual impairments, students who were blind, they were not able to get books in Braille all the time. But now you can just use voice, you can talk to technology, you can get access to any information that's out there. And therefore, technology can be very, very empowering. It can open new doors, it can open new frontiers. You're only limited by your dreams. How big are you willing to dream? How big are you willing to think through that? The third piece that I'll share with you is that, we are at a stage in India where there is tremendous opportunity. Each and every one of you can make a huge difference. The first thing is you need to believe you can do that. It doesn't matter what subjects you have studied, it doesn't matter what background you have come from, anybody can get an idea. And today, with education being freely accessible, with opportunities to be able to build upon ideas from one another, you can communicate with each other. You can do a WhatsApp call, you can do a Google Meet, you can collaborate with each other. People cities, people could be in different places. You can build upon ideas, and I think that's the power that technology holds. It doesn't matter what background, what academic institute you've studied from, as long as you're willing to learn, as long as you're willing to work hard, I think the opportunities will always be there for you. So, therefore, I'm very excited about being here today. You are the youth, you are the future. I would encourage you to dream big. The only thing that will not do justice for you is if you dream small. You dream small, you'll accomplish it, you'll be happy. You dream big, it will always challenge you to keep trying new and new things, right? At the end of the day, I would also encourage all of you to be very open in challenging the status quo. Just because things are a certain way doesn't mean that they need to continue that way. You have the ability to change that. You have the ability to break that glass ceiling for you. To all the young women who are present over here, just one extra word of advice for you. Anybody that tells you cannot do something, take it as a challenge to say you can do that, right? It's very easy for people to say nahi kar sakte hain, you cannot do that. I'll share another story. This is the last story I'll share with you. I'm very fortunate. I've married a person who was one of the first women pilots in the Indian Air Force. My wife broke the glass ceiling about 20, 25 years ago when she joined Air Force as a pilot. We got married. I was in the US. She left her career, went back to become a after 20 years of gap. Today, she's a pilot with Indigo Airlines and is able to follow her passions and her dreams. She's in her mid 40s. She's starting out a career and competing with students who are half her age. But the piece that I'll kind of share with all of you is if you're passionate about something, it's never too late to do something. And so when you think, oh, I did these studies, now I cannot change my career, or it is too difficult, or what will it happen? It's all in your head. If you're willing to work hard, you'll be able to get anywhere that you want to go. You need to just believe in yourself. So, one thing I'll request you to do is look at the person to your left or your right and just say, I can do it. Can you say that? Say it louder with Josh. I can do it. So that's a commitment that you need to feel. And I think the Honorable Minister was also saying, you need to believe what you can do. You need to dream. People will not come and tell you what to do. Right? And so hopefully with all these opportunities, with the Newton School, with other opportunities that are out here, go dream, try new things. Don't be scared to fail, right? Try new things. One failure will lead to another. If I can do a coin toss and go to an engineering college, you can take much bigger risk in life, right? So I'm very, very optimistic about what you all will end up doing in technology. Google as a company is there to help make that information accessible to each and every one of you. And jointly, I'm very optimistic about the future and the potential that's there in India. So wishing you all the very best and good luck for all your future endeavors. If you want to connect with me, you can do so on LinkedIn. Just say Digital Youth Goa, send me a message. I will be sure to accept your invitations. I'm happy to be a mentor or to provide any perspective that any one of you needs today. So that's an open invitation to all of you. All the best. Jai Hind.
Oh my God. A round of applause, everybody. Let's give it up. Few things, Munish sir, that I would, like to tell on behalf of the Goa crowd right here. And firstly, I would like to thank you and your whole team because it has become really easy for all the senior citizens. Like my grandmother, she's hyperactive on internet. Okay, every time she says, "Okay, Google, play Krishna Bhajan." So right, that's really nice. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Also, there were a lot of when you were taking and talking to all the students out there. So I got one question that everyone I'm sure is asking for. Google listens everything what we say.
The answer is no. The beauty with technology is it can feel as if things are omnipresent. But what happens is all the information, all the access is what you do. The controls are in your hand. Technology can be good, technology can be bad, right? It is up to you how you end up using it, what you do with it. Today, for example, I'll give you an example of YouTube. You can go to YouTube and learn about any subject, any topic. It's up to you. You can also go to YouTube and do 100 hours of time pass and keep listening to things that will entertain you but may not give you a lot of new learnings. So, what you end up doing with technology is totally in your hand, and it's up to you how much you want to use it and how you want to empower yourself with it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir. It was really amazing to have you here. Also, what are the things that you use Google for in your personal life? Do you also do okay Google? Tell me this.
I use OK Google for a lot of things, but Alexa is my baby, so I also use Alexa because I launched it. So there's a competition in my house for the voice assistants. But I think in general, Google is a default for search. A lot of things have become very convenient and easy. Again, make it seamless. For me, the biggest app of Google that I use is Maps. I'm navigationally challenged. So even if I stand in front of a map, I have to stand exactly in that direction. Otherwise, I don't know where to go. So Google Maps is something that I use the most. And that's the only reason why I can travel places. Otherwise, with my navigational challenges, I'll be totally lost.
Wow. Last but not the least, right? Because nowadays we have so much to talk about. We have so many people, those who are sharing their experience with all the youth out there in India. Do you feel that boot camps, how much useful these boot camps are?
I think boot camps are extremely useful. And that's why I'm very excited about this opportunity with Newton School and the digital youth. See, at the end of the day, right, if you want to learn, you don't need to do like a 2 year course, 4 year course, and all of that stuff. You can get access to information very quickly. You also want to get access to information, not like I'll go to the library and I'll read 10 books. You're saying, give me the summary, give me the cheat sheet, summarize it for me. What are the key learnings? And as a result, getting quick tutorials, getting boot camps, getting a senior to talk to you, getting a friend to just say, I studied this chapter, I spent 4 hours, let me tell you in 10 minutes, becomes extremely powerful. It's your short circuit to get the same amount of information, but in a summarized manner. Boot camps give you the ability to do that with a peer group. A lot of learning happens not just by reading, it also happens when you experience it, when you do it from your own hand. And actually, 95% of the learning remains with you when you teach someone. And so, using the opportunity to get your hands dirty, being in a disciplined environment, being able to leverage that boot camp, but then also being able to teach it to others will make sure you absorb the most out of it, accelerating your learning, and just get access to more information.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up one more time for Mr. Punish Kumar in the house. A big thank you, sir. A big thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to know the age bracket. 16 to 21 years. How many of you are here? 16 to 21? Most of them. Okay. Wow. That's a huge number. What about there? 16 to 21? Right towards my right? Up there? All right. So we have a huge set of people out there. So what if I tell you the next personality became a startup founder at the age of 19? Right? You're like, "Arey yaar, ye aisa kya kiya isne yaar?" So this is what the journey we are going to be talking about. What if I tell you that he has become one of the richest Indian at the age of 19? Yes, and also the youngest Indian to enter the 1000 crore club. Wow, sounds so interesting. But I'm sure this was not the cakewalk. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next personality I am gonna be inviting on the stage, he is none other than who's the person who founded Zepto, and इनके जो co-founders हैं Adit Palisha during the COVID-19 in the time of pandemic 2020, one of the richest grocery delivery apps. This is called as Zepto. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, the youngest one, let me invite on stage Kevalya Vora. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? And also, this is going to be a really amazing conversation with our co-founder of Newton School. Let's have Mr. Nishant to please be here on the stage, okay? So Kevalya and Nishant, we have something really special, okay, that I want all of you to do. Because we have something really special for you guys. So please be here on the stage. So we have something really special for you guys. So please be here on the stage. The Bharati dancers in the house. But the champions of their own thing, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kevalya and Nishant in the house. All right, over to you. So we have Siddharth here in the house, along with the founder and CTO.
So don't you sometimes dream ki could dancing have been as easy as it is like running and building such a big company for you?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think that dancing is a skill set I've not developed as much. And it
That
was a
makes the
surprise.
two of us.
Yeah, yeah, it
I
was a
think.
surprise.
And today, Devangna made 5,000 plus people witness my
Yeah.
horrible dancing skills. So thank you for that, Devangna. So, guys, I am pretty sure everyone must have heard about Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar is a huge store. Like, there are thousands of customers every day there. I want you to introduce you to the guy today who is running 10 such big bazaars online. Founder of Zepto, Kevin over here. Devangna actually made a mistake when she mentioned the age of his starting the company. So he was not 19 when he started. He started off when he was 17, but because he was not 18, so he couldn't register his company. So he's so young. He's so young. So, Cavalier, I think the audience deserves to know your story. Why don't you start off with a short intro about you and Zepto?
Okay. Uh, Firstly, thank you so much for having me here. I'll be brief. So, 2020 is when both Adit, my co-founder, and I, when we graduated high school. So we passed out of 12th grade in 2020, and we were supposed to enroll at university, and COVID happened, and everybody around us was going through a pretty tough time. It was very difficult for a lot of people to get basic essentials, atta, rice, dal, and things like that because you know the lockdown was happening, and it was a generally tough time. And so we sort of saw a lot of people in our neighborhood, elderly people, all sorts of people that were struggling, and we wanted to figure out if there was anything that we could do to help them slightly. And so we built a super basic app that we gave to different Kirana stores in our neighborhood. And then we built a very basic marketplace, the same way you have Zomato and Swiggy for food delivery. We built something similar for grocery delivery. Tried that out. We would ourselves go on foot and deliver groceries to people in our neighborhood. So did that for a bit, and realized that actually there's a fairly large problem here to be solved. So tried many different iterations of trying to solve that problem, and Zepto was one of those iterations. So we launched Zepto in 2021. So it's been about a year and a half. We launched in July 2021. So it's been a year and a half since we've been running the business, and yeah, pretty fun year and a half. Been able to achieve quite a lot of scale very quickly. And yeah, that's where we're at.
Great, yeah. In one word, if you can describe, how does it feel like to achieve so much at such a young age?
You honestly don't have enough time to reflect on that because there's always some fire burning to fight. So yeah, I don't think that's a good answer.
So Zepto, for those of you who do not know, Zepto delivers goods and groceries really, really fast. I remember my co-founder Nishant telling me that he one day ordered a banana and he got delivered in 4 minutes. And they're doing such orders, like more than 3 lakh such orders every single day. It's a huge scale. All of this through their mobile app. What is the team size? What is the team size? What is the kind of team that is required to make this happen?
Yeah, so there are a few different teams at Zepto, obviously. So you have the tech team, right? This event is all about technology, and so we've got a team that builds software, the app that customers use, and all of the software in the back end that's required to actually make the deliveries happen. Operations team that is running things on the ground. You have a marketing team that is running digital marketing campaigns and all of that, and then finance and all these other functions. Our technology team is a little bit less than 200 people, and the overall team in the office would be maybe 1,500, 1,600 people or so.
Wow. So with just 200, you have been able to make this huge scale. Wow.
200 is a
such an
lot.
amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the entire team of Zepto could have fit in this stadium multiple times over.
Yeah.
That's the kind of achievement that they have been able to make. Okay, so I was talking to someone yesterday, one of the students, and he asked me, "Yaar, मैं भी तो इसी age का हूँ." And at this age, I just want to have fun. I just want to roam around, travel the world, and do everything. Do you sometimes, feel like what inspires you actually to do this, give up this life of enjoyment, fun, which every 20 years does, and put everything you have got into building this company out?
Yeah, good question. Good question. I don't think it's as binary of a decision. It's not like 0 or 1. It's not like either there's zero fun or there's like only fun. I think that I'm assuming with everybody here, there's a balance, right? People talk about work-life balance and all of that. Obviously, starting a company requires a lot of investment on the work side and not as much time that you can devote on having fun, let's say, in the more traditional sense. However, I think most founders, once they find a problem that they really enjoy working on, solving that problem and ends up bringing a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment. And so I think it's a cliche to say that as long as you love what you do, you'll never get bored and you'll always have fun doing it. But it is true, right? Like what gives you energy and what gives you energy when you wake up in the morning is that there's some very interesting and difficult problem to solve, and at least that's what I get motivated by.
Very interesting and very inspiring, I would say. Okay, so how many of you might have this question कि यार अगर मैंने कल company start की, कल मतलब कल, you would have to hire a lot of senior people. And Cavalier has hired people who work under him who are like double his age. 40 साल के लोग हैं, 50 years की age है. How many of you have this question कि how does he work with at such a young age he works with such experienced people? किसी को दिमाग में question आता है? So, Cavalier, how do you work with at such a young age, work with such a mature team?
Yeah. So what we realized very early on is that to deliver groceries in 10 minutes, that building a business like that would be very complicated and very difficult. And we could take two approaches. We could either approach one is that we try ourselves, we fail, we try again, we fail, we try again, we fail, or we hire people which have people who have certain experience that who have solved parts of this problem before. So, for example, if you want to build a delivery network, why not hire people from Zomato and Swiggy who have done the exact same thing? Or if you want to build warehousing, warehouses, why not hire people from Amazon or Flipkart who have done it, and so on and so on. And so we realized very early on that to be able to build this business quickly, we're going to need to leverage people who have gone through that learning curve and made the mistakes before. And so we started hiring fairly experienced people from day one. In terms of how we manage working with them, it's a pretty interesting relationship. I think the understanding is that 95% of the time, whatever this person is saying will be right, because most problems end up repeating themselves, and generally the solutions also repeat themselves. There'll be some small 5%, of cases where what worked at Zomato or Swiggy will not exactly translate here, or what worked at Amazon or Flipkart, where this person has spent 5-10 years, will not exactly translate. Because Adit and I don't have that baggage, we're able to provide a little bit of that fresh perspective and question that, which is helpful in that remaining 5% of cases. So it's a pretty good relationship. I think one of the other things that we realized is there are some people who, let's say, are 40, 50 years old that would be uncomfortable, working with founders that are that young. But generally speaking, those people will not interview with you. And so there's a lot of self-selection. The people who are willing to come and join, like 19, 20-year-old founders, are generally people who are, of that bent of mind where they're okay to, work with people that young. Otherwise, they just won't interview with you. And so there's a little bit of self-selection that also happens.
Great. Moving on, I asked you about older employees. What's the age of the youngest employee that you have apart from you?
Yeah, probably like 21. So every year we hire a lot of freshers, right?
Wow.
And so probably around 21.
Great. So when you're hiring for software developers, what is the one thing that you look for when you are hiring software developers?
Yeah, so I tell you what we don't look at, right? We don't look at degrees or any of those things. I think we don't really filter on any of those things. Generally, there are two things that matter. One is the specific sort of skill set, right? And so you coding interviews and all that, and depending on how good your problem solving skills are, that's one very important aspect. The second thing would be what problems have you worked on before? So, for example, people who are experienced, where were they working and what were they doing? People who are freshers, right, in college, what sort of projects do they work on? And so those two things matter generally.
Great. So guys, you have heard Cavalier. What he's saying is that the room is open for anyone to become a software developer. Anyone, irrespective of the backgrounds, can get into software jobs. That's the beauty about software development. So, Cavalier, do you think that there's a general impression among people that software engineers are, considered as geeky, nerdy, mote chashma lagange, do not do anything apart from coding? Do you think this impression is true? Do software engineers not have a cool life?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, at least I'd like not to think so, because I fall within that category of, I started programming when I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Wow. Did you guys hear it? He started coding when he was 11 or 12.
Yeah. I'm sure some of them are, but I don't think you can generalize. I think most programmers that I've met most software developers that I've met are generally pretty cool. So yeah, I don't think that's true.
Amazing. So, couple of quick questions. If not a techie, what else would you have become?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. I think, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. This is a question from a student I got. What's the shortest time in which you have delivered an order?
I have no idea. Maybe like 30 seconds. If someone lives very close by to one of our dark stores, then yeah, probably like 30 seconds.
Wow. So 30 seconds में भी order कभी कभार चले जाता है. What that means is you won't even get the time to wear your chappal, get out of your house, take your bike, and before that he'll give you the order to you. It's such an amazing thing, and all of this has been powered by technology. So, Cavalier, do you sometimes feel as a young professor that you also need mentorship? So, was there someone to mentor you, guide you up?
Yeah, 100%. I think uh, mentorship is super important. I think not just for founders, but for everybody. We've had the Indian startup ecosystem, fortunately, has really evolved over the last 10, 15 years. Like if you were starting a company 15 years ago, there wouldn't have been as many founders would have gone through this journey. Today, you have a bunch of fantastic founders that have started companies 5, 10 years back and scaled them, right? And a lot of them are, most of them are willing to, spend time with you to, help you learn about their experience and avoid common mistakes and all that. Similarly, a lot of our early investors were super helpful because they've invested in hundreds of companies, and so they also can sort of see patterns of where people make mistakes and then help you prevent those. And so yeah, absolutely, a whole long list of mentors that have helped us when we were starting out, that help us today, right? So yeah, long list of mentors.
Amazing, amazing. And for those who are not aware, Indian startup ecosystem is really helpful. Founders help each other out, they help each other grow. So if you once you decide to enter the field of tech startup, be assured that you will find a lot of mentorship on your way. People will be willing to help. Imagine just before this session, someone like Punish, who's such a big senior leader at Google, invited you all to connect personally with him on LinkedIn. So do make advantage of this and please, enter the world of tech. So uh, you have been called the youngest billionaire in the making. Do you have any plans to retire by the time you hit 30?
My time horizon generally is like the next week, what is happening, right? Like, I don't know what I'm going to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to eat for lunch, right? Like, I don't know what's going to happen by the time I'm 30. I don't think I'll retire. I think I feel like I would just get really bored. And so I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of people think that, hey, there's some magic number. Once I've made much money, then that's it. I'm going to take it easy. I don't think, I don't have anything like that. I think that what keeps me motivated going is just the day to day of running the business. And so as long as that doesn't change, I don't think that there'll be like there's a point at which, there's a target at which I'm going to retire.
I think I can predict one thing for sure. By the time you are 30, you would have achieved immense greatness.
Yeah,
Given
appreciate
the
that.
given the way you are going. So last question, Cavalier. Actually, I want you to leave a message for the youngsters who have gathered here. What are the most important skills for someone looking to get started in tech, and how can they develop these skills? What's the secret recipe to get into tech?
Secret recipe. I think if I look at technology, like obviously coding is one part of it. There's like a lot of different parts to it. But the fundamental skill that you need to just be really good at is problem solving, and yeah, being able to think creatively about problems. That's sort of the most important skill. How to develop that? I think obviously programming is one way of doing that, and coding is one way of doing that. But there are other ways as well, right? Just I don't know, like a lot of in fact, companies like Google don't just do programming interviews. A lot of them do general logic and problem solving interviews as well. And so there are like a bunch of ways to practice on those types of problems as well. But yeah, problem solving is the fundamental skill. Programming is like just a means to an end to solve a problem. So yeah, that's the ultimate skill.
Great. Thank you so much, Cavalier. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
A big round of applause for Cavalier Vora over here.
Check. So thank you so much, Siddharth and Cavalier. We just request you to please be on the stage right here. Can we have the token of love?
I thought you were going to make me dance again. I was like,
But people love it. Guys, didn't you enjoy the performance? Give me a yes or a yes. Yes, but we're not going to be doing that again. But before that, Cavalier, there is a saying in Hindi कि हलवाई अपनी मिठाई खुद नहीं. Okay, but this Zepto app, you order grocery for your home.
yeah, yeah.
Also, that one thing, Siddharth and Cavalier, you both are founders of some fantastic startups out there, okay? But do you also believe that there is a luck factor that is involved? Because a lot of students are like, they do try, but maybe not succeed. So, how to go about it?
Luck,
Yes.
yeah, there's definitely some aspect of luck, right? But I think that it's also potentially possible to manufacture luck. Like I don't think like some amount of it is just how many attempts you give it. So let's say the first time you do something, let's say there's like a 50% chance of you being successful. You know, some people say, okay, I'll try once and then that's it. And I was unlucky, but there are other people who go second, third, fourth, fifth, eighth, 10th time, right? And get lucky on their 20th attempt, right? So I don't know if you'd call that luck or not, but I think it's also possible to manufacture luck, right? Just by keeping at it and continuing to be resilient. And so that's my take.
That's the one. Okay. So last but not the least, I'm sure the youth of Goa is right here, but not everybody wants to become an entrepreneur. Or maybe they're not even aware that they wish to do job or they have to become an entrepreneur. How to find out that clear visuality about it?
Sorry, yeah, that's a difficult question to answer. I think the only way to do it is to try. I think most of you aren't working yet, right? And so it's relatively straightforward to start a business nowadays. Like it's not you don't need to be, it's pretty easy to start a business, even if it's a small scale business, setting up a Shopify store and selling something online. Like it's not difficult to do. And so if you feel like you might enjoy running a business, you can it's very easy to start one tomorrow and see for yourself if you enjoy it. And so that's the only way to find out.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Cavalier. So, everyone, let's give a huge round of applause for this amazing set of informative session that we have. So, requesting Siddharth Maheshwari to please give a token of love to Cavalier. And thank you so much for all your time and all your knowledge here with the youth of Goa. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone? I know the Bhangra is meant for taliyan bajwati, but yes, it gives a lot of energy in the house. Thank you so much, Kevali. Thank you. Thanks. All right, how many of you are cricket fans over here? Okay, I cannot see, right? So, how many of you are cricket fans? Can we have a shout out on the count of 3, 2, 1? You are the one. Deadliest cricket fan, oh? Someone over here was like the one. So, ladies and gentlemen, what if I say we have a cricketer here in the house? Are you guys excited for this? Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the personality that I am going to be inviting is one of the dynamic ex cricketer and, of course, the founder director of the International Institute of Sports and Management. With a huge round of applause, let me invite on stage none other than Mr. Nilesh Kulkarni. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone? So over to you, sir. We are so lucky and honored to have you here. Right there.
Thank you. I think the introduction is good. I am an ex-cricketer, but I have experienced the vagaries of cricket in my debut match in Test cricket. So I was lucky to get a wicket on my first ball, which is part of world record. And I was the unlucky cricketer who did not get a wicket for the next 3 days in the same Test match. So I've experienced the full vagaries of cricket, which is an uncertainty. So I sometimes say that I'm a failed cricketer because I believed that I had a potential and I could not capitalize on that. But looking at this audience, first of all, compliments to Goa government, Newton School for putting together a wonderful show, creating opportunities for all these youngsters with the stalwart list you have to give them the guidance, the pathways, and show them some opportunities to make a career in their liked and loved field. How many of you like sports? Can you just raise your hands? Be honest, how many of you like sports? Those who are just having a conversation can pay attention. Do you like to make a career in sports? The numbers have decreased. You know why that is? Because we love watching sport. The technology which gives us an access. So just to give you, because it's a tech event, I'm just going to talk about certain facts and numbers for your reference. India is 1% sport playing country. 64% sport loving country. The opportunity lies in you to change that envelope and be part of this growing industry where our honorable prime minister, his wish is to have Olympics in India. And if that is the goal our government is having, and then subsequently it percolates down to all the state to think about an opportunity, you guys are going to be the future who will bring that change in the industry and the ecosystem. Because trust me, the biggest learning what sport teaches is to how to handle failures and what to learn from it. Because in sports, we do not have retakes. Where sometime in corporate life, you can correct your mistakes, you can better it or modify it. But in sport, I come from cricket, everyone else plays other sport. What's gone is gone. If you see a catch being dropped on a cricket field, you cannot say that it's going to happen again. It may come the next time, but that moment is lost. The technology part, which I'm going to address to you as a unique feature, when I played cricket for India in 97, half of you weren't even born that time, but the reference why I'm giving you is we used to have one manager and a doctor with the team. And now, in IPL franchise and other association teams, you have a support staff of 22 who travels with the team. In last 20 odd years, the transition is significant, where there are 2 data analysts who travels with the team, so that just in case one misses out, second gives you the option. The data in sport has changed drastically. And I'm going to come to that from a different context because I run a college. And in college, Punish will probably not, he'll laugh at me, but I'm going to still refer to. How many of you refer if a faculty teaches you in a class to verify that information on Google? Please honestly raise your hands. How many of you actually refer to Google when a teacher tells you information in a class and you want to verify it? So look, Punish, what you've done to all this generation. More than 50% people raise their hand to who they verify. And we experience that in our college. So if faculty teaches and says that this is a sporting reference, this is a technology piece, immediately they try and verify it or correct the faculty, sir or ma'am, ये गलत है, ऐसा नहीं, ये number है. So the evolution of technology has put everybody alert, attentive, and more vigilant. So that's how even cricket has impacted, that's how other sports have impacted. To give you some stats, I think there was an article which came about 2 weeks back where Neeraj Chopra, as a non-cricketing athlete, is the fifth highest revenue earner amongst the sport. And for me, that is a huge step because if you see traditionally over the years, cricket dominated the entire earning. But to see Neeraj into that space, that means sport is growing, sport is evolving and changing the dynamics. Because, like Kaivalya was mentioning, coding is extremely critical. You know, there's an app of developed by a friend of mine, Yannick Kulako. Now they've merged with Dream 11. They started acquiring rights, digital rights, and in last 5 years, do you have some thought? How many of you see? Okay, how many of you saw the digital media rights of IPL? Can you just share? Hello? Yeah. Can you just tell me how many of you saw the digital media rights of IPL? Do you have the information for next 5 years rights? Guys, I'm a good guest. In next 5 minutes, I'll be off. So you can just pay attention, then I'll be gone. But if you can just tell me, there's a pertaining question to that. When IPL started for first 5 years, the digital media rights were 0 rupees. The next 5 years, the digital media rights went up to 3,500 crores. And the current digital media rights have gone to 18,000 crore for the next 3 years. So the transition and a transformation in sport, value of what you get to see real time on your mobile has transformed in last 10 years to almost 18,000 crore worth the value only for cricket. There's Olympics happening next year. India is aspiring to bid for Olympics. So that's where the opportunity lies for you. I was just listening to Kaivalya at the age of 17 and 18. He started his career. How many of you play e-sports? How many of you engage into e-gaming? You know what is the retirement age for e-gamers? 26. That's when the topmost e-gamers have earned millions of dollars, but to have that one player competing, hundreds of them at the back end who are prepared to make a career with the aspiration of being there. So that's where I want to connect with you what sport can offer you in this particular field, because trust me, the satisfaction you have when you actually make a career in your liked and loved profession is huge. And I always say, post my cricketing days, I love my Mondays because I look forward to going to my office and interact with my students who aspire to make a career in sport, who are hungry and focused and eager to make a career. With Mumbai University, we managed to create a degree for bachelor's and master's in sports management and sports science. And from that time onward, now you've got almost 15 to 20 more such initiatives being taken all across India. This is where the change is happening. This is where all of you can think of making a career. And this is what technology offers you to aspire and get inspired to make a career. Because trust me, what Honorable CM addressed to you, and I was slightly disappointed to see the kind of number of people who aspire to make a career. The hands were 50% down. Guys, this is your great opportunity. Be the next Kaivalyas, be the next Punish, who have actually brought the difference. You could be one of them if you aspire in the right direction, channel your energies, centers all across India. Within Goa, you can aspire to be the coach, because when you play sport, you're always prepared in anticipation of failure to not repeat the mistakes, because failure is part of our lives. Anybody who you ask for have failed more times than they've succeeded in life. It's not about their failure. It's about their ability to look at that failure differently. It's about their ability to look at that with a different lens of learnings, because as aptly and rightly put by our Honorable ex-President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I quote, he has beautifully defined fail, F-A-I-L, is your first attempt in learning. Do not let that deviate from thought of yours. And I unquote, because when a person like him who says that I have failed more time to create something, but the joy of satisfaction when you create something oversees all the learnings you happened from your failure. And that's what sport offers you as a great leveler, great initiative, because today, if you're a hero in sporting environment, tomorrow there's a possibility that you'll be right at the bottom. And we've seen that with the best of the people. I'll finish off with two slightly different analogies for you, which is very unique. The most successful sporting personalities in the world, across all sectors of sporting environment, their success percentage is not more than 25%. And I have a factual data to support this thought. The great Sachin Tendulkar has taken more than 670 innings to score 100 hundreds. The great Roger Federer have played 21 years with 4 Grand Slams each year to only win 21 Grand Slams. Great Michael Schumacher or the Lewis Hamilton have been on the circuit for 18 years to win the kind of Grand Prix they've won. The great Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. I'm just naming all these legendary sports people. It's not about their ability to win, it's their ability to learn from when things have not gone their way. And that made them who they are as an absolute champion. Today, technology gives you an insights and an access to all those things to avoid repeating those mistakes. And to all of you, I sincerely believe and hope that you are the future of India will bring that change to make a career. And like I said, in sports, I would love to see all of you making a career because there's going to be a great satisfaction end of the tunnel. Thank you very much, Goa government, the higher education department, Newton School for inviting me and interacting with you here. It's just amazing to see the kind of show what government have put together by creating opportunities for all of you to make a career with such a diverse background. Do not let this opportunity be missed for your own future, for your own journey, and for the betterment of the future of country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nilesh. So, everybody, can we have a huge round of applause for the gentleman? So, final few words of wisdom if we talk about, okay? All of us, whenever we watch cricket matches, we are under pressure, okay? Like if there are like 6 runs in just 2 balls, oh my God, so much of pressure of India winning, or maybe your favorite particular teams winning out there. So if you talk about the pressure, every youth faces this pressure in terms of their family, in terms of education, in terms of finances. So just few words of wisdom, how to release this pressure.
I think one thing at a time. In cricket, we say one moment at a time. And just from a pressure standpoint, on a lighter note, I'm going to share my personal experience with you. I was part of a very unique test series ever being played in the history of cricket for India. In 2001, I was part of a test series where Steve was last frontier. He had come to India for a 3 test match where Harbhajan Singh ran through the side. But the beauty is, when Samir Dige and Harbhajan Singh scored those 25 runs, the only person sitting in the dressing room waiting for the opportunity was Nilesh Kulkarni. And my one leg was 70 kgs, my other leg was 75 kgs, purely because of pressure. Because when you see Saurav Ganguly was the captain, he would come and tell me, Nilesh, tere ko hi karna hai? When you see Lakshman, he said, Are ho gaya, but you have to do it. Huh? Just imagine the pressure which gets built onto you when you're about to go out and think about those 15 runs. And suddenly I hear a noise because it was in Chennai. In those days it was Madras. Madras crowd is very cricket loving crowd. So I got a good hearing from somebody saying, Nilesh, do not be the Maninder Singh of 80s, because in 80s there was a tie match happened in the same venue against the same opponent. So imagine the pressure. But what happens for a lot of cricketers, you go through these motions, and if you think about those small things doing correct, you will not be afraid. And I followed one mantra. If you know your strength, that's your asset. But if you know your weakness, that's your strength, because you'll minimize those mistakes and not repeat those. And if that gets followed, half the battle gets addressed before you actually be into that pressure situation. But coming to your point, IPL probably has given a lot of these young generation great opportunity to experience these moments at every junction of their situation, because crowd pressure is something immense.
All right. So 1997 was the time when you were playing cricket, right? A lot of us were not born. So why not let's have a live cricket? Are you up for it? Can we have the music, okay? Full volume. So I have an
Volume.
invisible ball out there, and you're going to be throwing the.
Life, I have been as a batter, as a right-hander. All my life I've been a left-hander. But just because respecting a female and honoring her, I batted right-handed.
But you did it. Like that was a sixer, everybody. Let's have a huge round of applause for Mr. Nilesh Kurkani in the house. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best, guys.
Goa. मजा आ रहा है? I want to listen to those one. मजा आ रहा है? What about all the backbenchers, yaar? I completely used to enjoy when I was there in college with these set of entertainments that are right there. As I said, this afternoon is going to be the life-changing afternoon of your life. Okay. So next, anyone, any guesses? What's going to be happening next on stage? Any guesses? Something apart from dance. Let's do this because, as we say, that music is the medicine. And of course, in the life of youth, whenever we are in love, we listen to music. Whenever we have a breakup, हम आतिफ असलम के गाने और पी प्राक के गाने सुनते हैं. Okay, and jitna jo bhi life mein hota hai, we always enjoy music. So this is gonna be a beautiful musical session that's gonna be happening next on the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the next performer who's gonna be coming here and performing live. And also, we have a gratification for the student, for two students who are gonna be posting the maximum amount of stories tagging Newton School on Instagram. By the end of today, this evening, we're going to be having two of those people. The maximum amount of stories uploaded on Instagram, tagging Newton School right there. So please do that, and you might be the lucky one. All right, here's presenting the beautiful medley coming up next on the stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, presenting Sural D'Souza from St. Xavier's. Everybody, give it up for the gentleman on the stage. Oh my God, that was amazing, yeah. Everybody, let's give it up for him. Zurael, we're going to be doing something special right here, okay? Since you played a fabulous guitar, you sing so well, let's have the people waving up for you, okay? But there is a twist. So the moment he's going to be this, you're going to be this, and the moment he's going to be high, everyone is going to be having this, okay? So let's have the coordination. Are you up for this wave, everyone? We'll start from there. Okay, on the count of 3, 2, 1, we go up and then up and then up on your music. Okay, let's see how. Come on, let's do that one. Hands up in the air, let's do this wave. Okay. So, मैं जहां पर इशारा करने वाली हूँ, okay? Just see my hand, okay? Right there, you're going to be up. Right here, you're going to be up, up, and up. We are going to be creating a beautiful moment. We are going to be creating a history. Right, everyone? So, are you guys up for it? Okay? Let's all of us do this on the tunes, on the count of 3, 2, and 1. Come on and make some noise! Hands up there! Hands up here! And there and up. Oh my God, this is beautiful! I want to record this moment. Can you come there on the stage? Let's have Vishwadeep up on the stage. So, abhi to ye to practice thi. The first ball is always a practice one. The practice one. Let's do this one more time. You guys are creating a history right here at Digital Goa Youth Summit, everyone. On the count of 3, 2, 1. Right there, hands up in the air. Go on. Up and up and up and up. Oh my God. That was beautiful. You should applaud for yourself out there for being an amazing and fantastic audience. Thank you so much, gentlemen. That was amazing and beautiful having you right here. Thank you. Well, as I promised, that this afternoon is going to be an infotainment. So this was an entertainment for you. Coming up next is another set of infotainment that's going to be motivating you, okay? That is going to be inspiring you to do great in life. How many of you want to be a millionaire? Make some noise. I do listen. दिखाई नहीं देता है मुझे, okay? Let me wear my chashma, okay? So I just want to hear this one. How many of you want to be a millionaire? The lady out there, whoever is that, okay? Oh, that's a lady. Gosh, you guys are awesome and amazing, okay? So everyone wants to be a millionaire, but yes, how to do that, from where to start and what not. So these inspiring stories are coming all the way for you so that you guys are able to understand the business. The next personality that I'm going to be inviting on stage, all of us go to college and we sit back, canteen mein, when there is a lunch time, we just chill, we make a lot of Insta reels, do videos and whatnot. But this personality, he saw a wastage of food happening at the canteen. So at that point of time, this person decided that, they're going to be creating an app that allows the students to skip the meals and they didn't want, and then they can get their money back. Also, this was a solution not only for reduction of food waste, but also saved students money. But hey, this is not the end. There's something addition. So he also believed that, students below 18 years of age lacked in-depth knowledge about money and banks. They were, the banks, they weren't talking to them. So then they came up with the idea of FanPay, the neo-banking platform for teens that make banking cool, fun, and empowers young people with financial literacy and responsibility. So, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause for the next person on the dais, none other than the founder of FanPay, Mr. Sambhav Jain. जोरदार तालियों के साथ. Everybody, जोरदार वाली तालियां कैसी होती है मेरे गोवा मुझे बता दो यार. Yes, let's do that. And this is an amazing session and the conversation, of course, with the owner of Nishant. Where are you? I want Zordar Wali Talia for the Nishant as well, the owner of Newton School. Let's have a huge round of applause right there. Okay. So everyone, let's do one thing. Let's have the special Tali session and let me have a vibe check. What say? Nishant and Sambul, let's have a vibe check. Okay. Clap, clap, and clap, clap, clap. How much excited? I want to know that. Clap, 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 and clap. All right. The vibe check is all yours.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we have with us here Sambhav Jain. How many of you after college, spend time on chai sutta samosa? सिर्फ 10% लोग हैं, थोड़ी जनता कम है, बाकी लोग डायरेक्ट घर चले जाते हैं लगता है. So Sambhav and team have made an app which is for even like school students. आपसे भी पहले मतलब घर से पैसे कैसे लेने हैं, क्या करना है उसका. Sambhav will also talk about his journey college, what does the app do, what should we do for careers, and so on and so forth, right? But to start with, Sambhav, can you tell me a bit about what FamPay is, what do you guys do, and then we'll go back to your journey as well.
Thank you so much, Nishant, for having me here. Just for everyone's knowledge, me, my co-founder, our founding team, we go back in history with Nishant when he was not building Newton School, but before that he was building Bolo. And the early team that we have, we all interned at Bolo for like about half a year, 6 month long period of time, and most of the entrepreneurial journey that we saw in the beginning was with Nishant. So yeah, so guys, at FamPay we envision to build like a neobank for the next generation. The thought process is fairly simple. जो next future generation है, the way that they interact with technology is very different, right? Like I'm sure like 10 years from now, like writing from pen and pencil will be extremely rare, because I have like cousins who are very young and they're like, मैं लिखूं क्यों? They always want to type, right? They're like, if I can type, why do I waste writing things? Or let's say one of our team members have a 3-year-old kid, and one day she came to office and she picked up a magazine. Is so digitally native technology, right? And when it comes to banking or finance, we are still interacting with banks in a way it's completely outdated. So our vision is how can we create like a new bank which is suitable for the next generation, and we go all in there to like first target the youngest audience out there and just start at them, and then we can build for the next generation.
So you're also coming for college students. So
Yes, so we primarily are building for like you guys who do not like to like interact. Like, can I see hands on how many of you find like going to banks, depositing a check, or like filling out forms intimidating or like scary? Can I see how many of you are intimidated by like dealing with finance and banking? So yeah, that's what we're trying to solve for.
एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू, आप लोगों को कितनों को लगता है कि आपके पॉकेट मनी बहुत कम है? हाँ, जनता. So on the FamPay app, your parents can upload your wallets for you. You can request them and so on and so forth. So Saksham, take us to the journey of your college, right? But first of all, when did you start what was your age when you started FamPay? क्या stage था?
I think we just turned 21 when we started this, and we started this in our final year of college.
Right. Oh, so these guys in their final year of college started a startup and raised one of India's largest Series A rounds as kids. A round of applause for them, please. And so Sambhav, टेक अस टू योर कॉलेज जर्नी, राइट? कॉलेज में क्या मतलब पूरे टाइम पढ़ाई लिखाई करते रहते थे, या फिर क्या और इंटरेस्ट थे आपके कॉलेज के टाइम पे?
यार ये तो काफी मिथ है कि इफ कि IITians geeky होते हैं या nerdy होते हैं. आई हैव met the most interesting people in college and I think you also know it's not that कि IITs में वो audience नहीं होती है, that's like some part of it, but majority of the people there were extremely creative, right? And so yeah, 4 साल यार, और इतना ज़्यादा सब 11th 12th में शायद घिस के इतना frustrated होते हैं कि कॉलेज में जाने के बाद ये रहता है कि अब तो 4 साल मजे करने हैं. So
Absolutely. So, in the audience, how many of you guys have heard about this song "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran? A lot of you, right? So, Sambhav and his friends actually in IIT Roorkee. Which year were you guys?
I think we were in second year. It
In
was
second year,
2017.
yeah, made a dance video on the Shape of You song, and I think it went viral. And can you tell a bit more about that and how viral did it went, and what was your life like? Did you feel like a star back then?
So yeah, it was 2017. Just like a few months ago, Geo had just come in. So thanks to that. So I was always interested in dancing. I was part of the dance club in college, and in our second year, we just thought, uh, why not create like a music video in college at a very zero budget kind of thing, and all of our friends in collaboration with like the cinema section. We created this video and we made it live on Valentine's Day, and the video was around like how engineering boys don't get like love or don't get any hint of that. So it was a fun take on Valentine's Day, which was celebrating singles and how boys don't get any bhav from girls in engineering colleges. And I think in the first week itself, it was trending #1 on YouTube, and we had gotten like 17 million views in just the first 3 months.
That's great. That's great. So the moral of the story is that it's just doesn't have to be सिर्फ पढ़ाई 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 पढ़ाई, साथ साथ में आप फन भी कर सकते हो, उससे भी आप चीजें सीखते हो
College में Roorkee was in Uttarakhand. It sits near Haridwar, Mussoorie and all. 4 साल इतनी bike trips की हैं. Almost have covered all of Uttarakhand on bikes. And college में elections लड़े हैं. ये apps बनाई हैं और ये dance shows में participate किया है, contest किया है.
गोवा भी आए होगे?
गोवा भी आए थे third year में. So yeah, college was a lot fun.
Right. So, I mean, I think the lesson for every one of us is कि we have to enjoy life in parallel as well. क्योंकि I'm sure जो बाइक ट्रिप्स की होंगी, वीडियोस बनाई होंगी, उससे भी कई सारे lessons आए होंगे which have made you.
Definitely, like traveling is a whole different experience. It's very important. I think the host was asking this to Cavalier, like what is the luck's role in your journey? So I believe uh, luck plays a lot of role because you have not chosen to be born in India, let's say. There are a lot of things which are out of your control, like where you're born. Let's say if I have, you're going to some college, what kind of people you'll meet there, who are the other people coming to. So those parts are completely played by luck. But let's say if you go to college, there are like 1,000 students there. What is controllable? You cannot control who all you will meet in college, but you can choose who to be friends with, right? So that is where you create your own luck. Like all of us, like go to the same school. Like at least a lot of people share the same amount of luck. Like all the students who went to IIT Roorkee are on completely different trajectories, right? They had the same level of exposure, same level of events happening in the college. So it completely depends at that point on who you are like deciding to be friends with, what are you planning to do in that stage of life or in college.
And now moving on to the startup journey. So when you guys started up, right, all of you had opportunities to get very high packages, right? If you would have chosen to. तो जब आप लोग स्टार्टअप करने गए, एक तो आइडिया कैसे आया, और दूसरा घर वालों ने नहीं बोला कि भाई मत करो, पहले जॉब कर लो. How did you sort of manage that?
Yes, just a little bit background. I come from Chandrapur. It's a very small town near Nagpur in Maharashtra. And तो तो 11th 12th तक पूरी schooling वहीं पे हुई है, तो so, and coming from a middle class family, even when we were building this, raising funds, my parents still worry that is it like a loan you have taken of such a huge amount, and how do you pay that back? We cannot pay that back. So it's funny, but during a final year, given in 3 4 years of college, we had solved these problems. Like we built an app. While we were there, we did multiple internships, etc. It was clear for us that we want to either start up or be part of a startup. And so at that time, placements होते हैं final year में, and whenever you enter college, you think यार जब आईआईटी जाते हैं तो पेरेंट्स भी उस दिन का वेट कर रहे होते हैं, 4 साल बाद बच्चा कॉल करेगा और बताएगा कि गूगल में जॉब लग गई है, इतने का पैकेज लगा है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. But we were clear that we didn't want to do that. At least we wanted to give a shot on what we wanted to build or do something of our own. Um, and at the core, I think both me, my co-founder Kush, we had just the confidence that okay, if we try to give like 1 year to building this, even if it doesn't work out, it's not like we are not going to get jobs. There are enough jobs. You need to be confident. You need to probably, you'll have to uh, struggle a little bit in applying and go through that process for like a month or two, but it's not like you can't get job, right? So वो thought process था. And during placements is when the idea also came in. So we decided not to go for placements, and हमारे सब दोस्त placements में बैठे थे, तो we were helping them through the interviews, through the tests, etc. And तब हम ऐसे बहुत सारे दोस्त थे जिन्होंने 3 साल से कोडिंग नहीं की थी. दे सडनली स्टार्टेड कोडिंग, एंड व्हेन वी आस्क्ड देम कि भाई तू कोड क्यों कर रहा है, हम तेरे को 3 साल से जानते, तेरे को नहीं पसंद है, व्हाई यू डूइंग दिस? सो द टिपिकल रिस्पॉन्स वी यूज्ड टू गेट वाज कि यार ये 15 लाख की नौकरी है, ये 20 लाख की नौकरी है, ये लग जाएगी तो लाइफ सेटल्ड है. एंड अपॉन आस्किंग लाइक कि हमें यही समझ नहीं आ रहा था लाइफ सेटल्ड कैसे है, बिकॉज दे वर नॉट लुकिंग एट कि कंपनी क्या है, रोल क्या है, किस लोकेशन में है. लाइक if there was a company offering 30 lakh of package, people were ready to go in Assam in some mine and be a field engineer. तो ये सब problems थी, and we started questioning कि why do people look at money this way? And we realized that the problem lies in the childhood of a person, where बचपन से इंडिया में कोई पैसे के बारे में बात ही नहीं करता है. लाइक पेरेंट्स हमें पैसे के बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं बताते. इट्स कंसिडर्ड अ टैबू टू इवन टॉक अबाउट आवर फैमिली इनकम, आवर फैमिली एसेट्स. schools में finance is not a subject. Banks don't teach you how to manage money. And if you look at India don't have a culture of pocket money, right? Like how many of you get fixed pocket money every month? Like fixed pocket money versus almost no hands. How many of you get money on demand? Like आज 200 रुपए चाहिए, जाके पापा से मांगे 200 रुपए चाहिए और तब मिलते हैं. Like how many of you get it on demand? Right. So India does not have a culture of pocket money. It's always on demand. Whereas if you look at Western countries, there are concepts of pocket money. There are concepts of जब 15 साल का होता है बच्चा, there they start working, let's say at a Burger King or a McDonald's, just to start making money on their own. And what happens is once you start making money, you get certain sense of financial independence and freedom. जब पैसा आएगा तो तुम सोचोगे पैसे का करना क्या है, इसको मैं सेव करूं, इन्वेस्ट करूं, खर्च करूं, पार्टी करूं, ट्रैवल करूं. You would start thinking about it. But because in India you don't get that independence, like जब तक पहली जॉब नहीं लगती है तब तक बच्चा कभी सोचता ही नहीं है कि यार पैसे का करना क्या है, because they don't know, they are completely dependent on their parents. And that gets reflected in their life also, that बचपन से अब हैबिट बन गई है कि पेरेंट ही डिसीजन लेते हैं मनी के. कॉलेज भी गए तो यू आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन, अच्छा सीनियर ने बोला यहाँ पे जॉब कर लो या इंटर्नशिप कर लो, तो बस वो करते गए, and you don't know how to make decisions. And that at that point is when we thought financial literacy is a big problem to be solved in India.
Sure.
And how can we do that is when we came up with the idea of FamPay. How can we build banking for the next generation, and we improve the relationship with money in a way where it's gamified, it's fun, it's social.
Sure. No, that's great. And can you tell us maybe how much money have you raised till now? What's your valuation? And maybe if you, the number of users are public or something like that, some numbers.
So we till date have raised around $42 million.
कितने रुपए होंगे जस्ट अप्रोक्सीमेट?
Around 300 crores.
बाप रे, 300 करोड़ रुपए इनके बैंक अकाउंट में पड़ा है, इनके नहीं, इनकी कंपनी के, और एट सच अ यंग एज. एंड व्हाट्स द वैल्यूएशन ऑफ द कंपनी currently?
It depends on the dollar rate.
Dollar rate is obviously there. And any numbers that are public in terms of usage or anything like that?
So yeah, we have more than 2 million users actively using us on a monthly basis who actively transact with us. So 20 lakh users use us on a monthly basis.
And how long has it been for the company till now?
So we started in 2019, but our product has been out there for 2 years. Because when you're starting like a fintech product, there's a lot of dependency on getting a banking partnership, going through regulations, and getting all of this sorted. So it took us like a good amount of time to just get all of it in place to just launch the product.
That's great. So guys, in just 2 years of launch, they have 20 lakh people using their product and have, I think, raised 300 crores from different investors. So going forward on the career path, right? So we have a lot of people from non-BTech backgrounds as well, BA, BCA, so on and so forth. So lastly, what would be your career advice to them? Specifically, if people want to learn programming, how should they approach it? And is there opportunities in the market to people who are maybe even non-BTech folks to actually get into programming, something like that?
So interestingly, like हमारी टीम में भी अगर हम बात करें, so there's less than 10 or 12 people who are from, we are a 120 member team, and उसमें 10-12 लोग भी नहीं है जो IIT से हैं, right? Our earliest engineers were people who didn't even go to college, who were just in high school, 11th, 12th graders. I remember we were struggling to get an iOS engineer, and we found this kid who was in 12th grade, and he was really interested in building iOS apps, and we got him onboarded, and he built the first version of our iOS app, right? So there are definitely, like, at least in the startup ecosystem, the companies which are not evolved, they primarily look for your ability and your passion to learn. And there are different ways to learn. Like, you can go on YouTube, you can get enrolled in courses like also what Newton School is doing, and also like directly get. जब हम start कर रहे थे तो हमें, we had connections in the industry. We had like our, definitely our alma mater. You guys, Razorpay founders were from IT Roorkee. So a lot of connections happen through you guys, but also there are a lot of people we just used to cold message on LinkedIn, and you'll be surprised, like out of 10, even if you get one reply, one phone call, how that can be life changing. It can open up a lot of doors for you, right? So career wise, there are a lot of options out there. There are a lot of places where people really don't consider your degree. They just look at whether you have the skill or the passion to learn that skill. I'm sure the team that you have, you should also probably share the experience, what kind of team you guys have at Newton School.
Yes, yes, at Newton School as well, also in the team, and also the students who have become developers with jobs of tens of lakhs and so on and so forth. A lot of them will be talking to you today as well. So they come from all kinds of backgrounds, BA, BSc, and from also obviously bachelors, BCom. So I think currently the field is wide open. There's so much demand for developers that anybody can actually take a shot at it.
And basically, for namesake, actually, I'm also a civil engineer by degree. But whatever we are doing today, that was not taught to us in a official program or tuition, right? We didn't, we are doing it on the job because we are interested in it. So definitely there are a lot of resources where kids, if they are interested, they can go and learn coding. Most of the people in college also, they didn't really, they were not computer science background, but there are a lot of engineers from civil engineering, other parts of major streams.
Absolutely. So to wrap it up, what we talked about in this session was one, कि कॉलेज में मजे करना भी जरूरी है, पर मजे करने के साथ साथ नए नए एक्सपीरियंसेस लेना जरूरी है. जैसे संभव गोवा घूमते थे, बाइक ट्रिप्स पे जाते थे, डांस करके यूट्यूब पे वीडियो अपलोड करते थे. All of those things helped him in building a company eventually. And then we also learned that technology sector is so open that even within 2-3 years, you can build a massive, massive company in technology. And also, agar aapko software developer banna hai, तो it's not a bar. We have seen people from all fields going into software development. So uh, I wish, we wish you guys also to have great careers wherever your heart takes you. So I think that's it for it. Can we have a round of applause for Sambhav, please?
Such a and fabulous set of information. Ask something from both of you, okay? Because some of you have made FamPay Sambhav, okay? In terms of family people, okay? Do you get such queries? Hi, मेरे बेटे को बता दे कौन से कॉलेज में जाना है? Something like that?
Yes, of course. That's a regular thing. अभी भी मैं घर जाता हूँ तो पापा के दो दोस्त अपने बच्चों को लेके आ जाते हैं कि बताओ 10th के बाद कौन सी स्ट्रीम लेनी चाहिए. So that's a regular thing.
So you are a teacher 24 into 7.
Yes.
Great, super. So everyone, let's give a huge round of applause for the gentleman on the dais. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next one. How many of you are there on Instagram? I said no hands up. Just shout. How many of you are there on Instagram? Everyone. I'm sure you don't want to get into that FOMO thing, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, the next personality who's coming on stage is a very, very important person. How many of you are influencers here? Any influencers in the house? We have him here. Okay, anyone. You can raise your hands up in the air. Hi. He was like, हाँ मैं बना ही लेता हूँ चली जाती है कभी-कभी videos million में है होता है. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, to manage all these mad set of influencers, I am gonna be inviting the next person on the stage. So with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the Mad Influence, Mr. Gautam Madhavan. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? Goa, you cannot miss upon the energy. We're going to show him that how much energetic the youth of Goa is. Can we have a huge round of applause, everyone? Over to you, Mr. Gautam.
Thank you. What's up, Goa? Are you guys enjoying? I think very, very big congratulations to the Newton School and the entire organization who's doing this. Really amazing to see all you youngsters. Even I'm a youngster, but I'm here to talk something from the tech space because everybody here belong to the tech industry. I belong to the influencer industry, as Magna said. And what we do as a company is we are in the space of social media. We are in the space of influencer marketing. We are in the space of content creation. Now, all you tech guys out there and the tech girls out there, I want to know that who all aspire to become a content creator. Can I see a raise of hands? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the front benchers are interested to create content. Do you guys know how many crores of money did these guys make? These guys make a lot of money. A lot of money. जब बोलते थे ना जब हम बच्चे थे तब हम ये बनना चाहते थे बट आजकल के बच्चे सबसे ज्यादा पैसा कमाते हैं especially in the content space. What India is delivering is more than 1,200 crores of gross market size in India, and it is going to be 2,000 by 2025. It is supposed to be more than 2,200 crores, which is exactly double of the industry that is here today. जब हमने मैड इन्फ्लुएंस शुरू किया था गिन के 4 एजेंसीज थी पूरे इंडिया में 2018 1st of January was the day when I started with a team of 2 people. Now we are blessed with more than 50 plus team members across Delhi, Bombay and Dubai. What then versus today, we have more than 500 plus agencies in the influencer marketing domain. What is missing? Okay, this is a $1 million opportunity for you guys if you can build that tech, if you can match that gap. It is the next person on stage, probably next year will be you, somebody in the stage. The biggest gap is data analytics for social media. Of course, we're also trying to make something called Zilly in the data analytics space for influencer marketing domain globally, where we are covering more than 5 million influencers. But if you as tech people can create that gap, can cover that gap, and say that this is how influencer marketing analytics should work. This is how you should pick an influencer. This is how an influencer should get paid. This is how the entire influencer ecosystem should work. That's where the biggest gap and the biggest money is. यहाँ पे I'm sure a lot of people out there, especially at the back, have social media on their phones, but try to use it for a better purpose. Why I'm here today is just to make you believe that apart from sports, apart from fintech, apart from other industries, say FMCGs, there's one more industry that is missing, and that is influencer marketing industry. It's very intriguing and it's very overwhelming when we work with a lot of influencers. जब आप उनसे आप रोज मिलते हो, जो रोज बात करते हो, जिनको आप सोशल मीडिया पर देखते हो, but it is time where tech comes into play, and especially ChatGPT. Who all uses ChatGPT here? Wow, I am so amazed. I think this is the new India. This is what this new India is coming to. I will have one small thing out here. If you guys have two things, one, you can build it or you can build it with me. If you're building with us, you can just, I'll be more than happy, just like the Mr. Google said, you guys can reach out to us on LinkedIn and we will be most happy to have you guys in the tech team. That is one give back that I'm going to have this opportunity on stage. Nevertheless, I think tech is evolving. Tech is the future. Try to make the best use of it and make sure that you kind of join and marry the influencer marketing industry. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's give it a huge round of applause for Gotham. And I want to know a few things, okay? A lot of us out here create good content, okay? But the reels never go viral, yaar. Why is this happening with us?
ये algorithm हर रोज change करते रहते हैं, but it's just that you being consistent on the platform and making sure that they change the new algorithms and just be consistent on the platform, be it Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. TikTok is not there now, but yes, the other platforms.
All right. Also, I'm sure all the people out here in the house are going to be asking this one. How much money, as you said, that they earn a lot of money. So, what is the stat or what is the amount of money that an influencer always makes with those little posts that they do?
I'll just give you a macro
Yeah.
size. We engage with over 500 influencers every month. We shell out over 50 crores of cash every year. That's the amount of money that one agency shells out. And 50 crores of cash, like hard with GST. So
Amazing. That's awesome. Gautam, your company manages a lot of influencers, right? Do you ever feel like endorsing any of the interesting products when you see that ki yaar mujhe bhi karna hai, something like that?
I think I've been a lot into oversized t-shirts these days. मतलब जो भी streetwear आ रहा है, I've just been buying left, right, center. Like I just bought an 899 का t-shirt before coming to this place, and that was because I saw it on one of my favorite influencer, and I just bought it. So I think the impulse buying, and it gets you believe that this product is nice because your friend is wearing. So yeah.
All right, so thank you so much, Gautam. Everybody, can we have a huge round of applause? Goa, you're going to be sending in lots and lots of love to this amazing inspirational and motivational personality. Thank you so much, Gautam. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Digital Goa Youth Summit 2023. We are going to be resuming just after a short break. Enjoy your meal, and we're going to be coming back with lots and lots of entertainment that is there for all of you. So, this is your host, Arjun Devangna, and this is Digital Goa Youth Summit 2023. Thank you so much.
Check. requesting all the students to kindly be seated in your place. Your lunch will come to you, so please not get up from your seats. Only the volunteers are requested to move. Students, kindly note, please be seated in your place. Your lunch will come to you. The volunteers are helping you out. Your teachers also are helping. Those who are getting up, please mind the gap.
All right, as you know that the lunch is coming to you, so energy is coming to you right there. Ladies and gentlemen, by the end of this evening, there's going to be the boot camp launch that's going to be happening, which is going to be a life changer for all the students out there. So don't forget us to join us after the lunch, and also don't forget to keep the place neat and clean.